Hey guys, it's RodimusPrimal. I am back with another video, and today I am giving you guys my toy review for Transformers Earthrise Megatron. And I did this video, well, it's actually part of my live stream from yesterday since we are snowed in and it's really nasty outside. And I decided to kind of like give you guys like a pseudo review, and then I'm going to give you guys a wrap up of what I thought about the toy overall, because it was kind of hard for me to really like break this toy down in a full style review like I normally do. So I figured this might be a different kind of style, and if you like this kind of review, maybe you might see more of this coming forward, in addition to more Transformers discussions, of course. But without further ado, let's sit back, relax, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and let's transform and roll out. Consider supporting the channel on Patreon, becoming a channel member, or purchasing some merch on my Teespring store today. And we're supposed to get hit with 12 inches of snow where I live, so I'm chilling. I'm chilling. You know, I got this bad boy here that everybody probably wants to see me do a review on, Earthrise Megatron. Might as well, while you can chime into Kato, but I'll talk about him. Put this on solo so everybody can see. So here is Earthrise Megatron, and I opened up out of the box because I was like, I want to see the differences between him and the Siege one. And the thing is a lot of people don't like that new head sculpt. The head sculpt doesn't bother me as much. What bothers me is the paint scheme. A lot of people bought this toy, the G2 one, and I'm particular about the G2 one because I want the shoulder cannon on the top, like this. But the problem is that they decided to mold the sword into it, and you could, if you want to, take a screwdriver and like unscrew that out. But it's just why did they do that?
has a 3D printer guy that's good at this stuff? Have they made any add-on kits for that?
They have not.
Those two pieces?
Not the only thing that I've seen so far, people with 3D prints and stuff, is to put the shoulder cannon up here using the peg here, and then if you decide to use this, which came with Soundwave, you can put it back here to try and get that G1 cannon sticking out. Because if you use the cannon from here, it sticks out like this high. It's ridiculous, right? So, the thing about that is that I have my customized Siege Megatron, and this one I painted, and you can see the chrome on his chest. Like, you can see how nice his head looks, how big that sword is, right? And then you compare it to the Earthrise Megatron, and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to have to paint this bad boy. I like the sculpting detail on this one. I love the legs being smoother. I love this bigger, chunky chest. I like this on the grill on the side. I wish this was red. I wish the tank was gray. I wish that the treads were painted a different color. I wish that it wasn't dirty. Siege gave us dirty. I undid the dirty on him. I don't want the dirty on him. I want a good, clean G1 cartoon Megatron. And if you're so interested in making this a Marvel Megatron, you're still going to have to paint this, and you're going to have to paint the head, which I want the cartoon head. So this, to me, this is where I said I don't mind the head as much compared to this one. Like, it doesn't bother me that bad. I know a lot of people say that they're like, it's like the same figure, but it's not. The other thing is this weird piece, this weird plastic piece, which makes,
what is that?
Like, it's supposed to be a panel that goes here.
What does it serve, though?
The purpose that it serves is in tank mode. It goes in the back.
Okay.
So if I transform it, right? And the transformation is literally the exact same for the most part, except that, the Megatron doesn't have the flaps on the side, which, by the way, again, black on the back of the arms. When this Megatron doesn't have black on the back of his arms,
right?
You know, instead of having the weird flap thing in order, you know, for tank mode, it's one piece, which is great, but it's black on the back. Why? Why?
Yeah, I've mentioned to you before. I'm not a huge fan of the Siege or Earthrise mold for Megatron. I've got a few of the Siege.
Cannons are different.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to tell. You know, doing this like you know, live on camera, but the cannons are different. They're molded different. This one is more G1 cartoon and toy. Oh no, this is G1 cartoon accurate, except for the barrel itself is not that big. But the figure itself's not bad. Transforming it's quite easy. Oh, they also fixed that weird thing so the head doesn't get pushed down anymore, which was great. But transforming him, he's got it's similar but slightly different. So you have to, and I'm just going to do it like live on camera.
The pressure of live transformation.
I know, right? Oops.
The lack of being able to edit.
Can't make
edit.
Can't make jump cuts. Can't go. Oh yeah, you're supposed to do this, right? So like, then trying to get the head to like go up and over, like so, and then there's these tabs here on the side of the here where this is supposed to connect to, and making the tank actually does look good. Like so far, just looking at the front of the tank, and then you're going to take this piece and stick it in there, but getting the legs. The legs was the weirdest problem that I had. You have to like flip them open, then pop out the sides, and then
they got that same weird rotation and twist.
It has the same weird rotation, but yeah, you have to do it like, first of all, you have to do it this way because this is the way the tank treads are supposed to go. But you have to like stick them out. And you have to make sure that this piece, like the inner thigh, part of the thigh that's like closer to the waist area, stays put. So like I have to like tilt this and then rotate this and keep this part here straight.
Right.
Otherwise, when it closes, it won't close properly when this part comes in. It's so weird. It's so weird. And then you got to do the same thing on the other side. So I have to like hold that with my thumb and like stick that in just like so. And then the tank itself, when it comes together, you look at that. Like it actually like it's, but this is actually one of the cool parts is that it's a full tank.
Rather than the 4-tread tank.
Right. That's the cool thing about the Earthrise Megatron, except for the feet dangling out of the back. And then this piece here, which is really weird, the whole little black plastic piece, it has to go like the down part has to be facing in, I think. And then there are these tabs that you have to like stick in to like get in there. And it's just a pain in the butt. And it's just basically to fill in the back of the tank.
Oh, okay. So it's not so wide and gappy in the back.
Right. That's kind of like the idea behind it. And then the front part here comes in like so and makes a tank.
I like the alt mode. I think I like the alt mode better than Siege for sure.
Definitely. Like it once it's together as a tank, it actually looks good. But the colors. It's the colors that bother me. It's because I understand that this is a G1 robot with an Earth tank because we can't have the gun. I get that. But I wish this tank was better, number one. And I wish the colors were better. Like, give us the G1 cartoon colors, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Fine.
Well, you want them to commit. Like pick something and do it.
Now, comparing the two tanks side by side, you can see the differences between Earthrise Megatron and Siege Megatron, and you can see that, like, the tank is better for Earthrise Megatron, but the color scheme on that Earthrise Megatron is what really is very bothersome. And I also painted my Siege Megatron, and I may do the same thing for the Earthrise one, but do I really want to go through all of that trouble to put that much detail work into my Earthrise Megatron? I don't know. You can see like that back panel where it goes and how everything sticks out on the back with the Earthrise one in comparison to the Siege one, and how that like weird little panel is supposed to cover up the legs, and the way that the legs transform are a little off. Both Siege and Earthrise Megatron have that same problem with the feet dangling from the back, and I do hope that Toy Hacks comes out with an upgrade set for the Earthrise Megatron, but I've heard that a lot of people have not been able to get their hands on it, and it's probably why Toy Hacks has not started making labels for it themselves. Getting a look at their robot modes side by side, you could see how much difference how much has changed from the Earthrise to the Siege one, or the Siege one to the Earthrise one, and how the arms are exactly the same, the feet are exactly the same, the legs are exactly the same, but the waist and the chest and the abdomen area, and it's the head sculpt that a lot of people are making mention of. The head sculpt itself is where you're seeing the most difference and how much change there is. Some people really don't like the Earthrise sculpt. I have seen some people actually switch the heads because they are on a ball joint. You can switch them around if you want to, but I do think the arm cannon for the Earthrise one is better overall. The other thing, of course, is the weapon is very different, and that is to create that Earth-style tank. The biggest problem, of course, being is that the Earth tank turret is not posable, and the sword being molded into it just gets in the way, so that Siege sword is a lot better overall. Of course, if you don't know, D16 is the number of the Japanese numbering system that they used when G1 first came out for Megatron, and that is the reason why he has D16. But man, I really wish that they went the extra mile with the color scheme for Earthrise Megatron, because if they were going to go ahead and change the mold up, they could have done a little bit better for Megatron in particular, especially considering how many Megatrons that they have released so far. And I have to say, like, at the end of the day, it's really a matter of personal preference. If I wanted to give you my honest opinion about which Megatron you should try to get your hands on, I would say you could get if you can get your hands on the Netflix one, go for it. The Netflix Megatron, which is the Siege mold, but with better colors, and get the Toy Hacks labels for it. But if you can find the Earthrise one, because if you wanted an Earth-style tank for your Megatron, then go for that one. If that doesn't make a difference to you, if it's like, okay, well, I just wanted the gun Megatron, obviously you're not going to get that. So the best thing that you can do is probably get either one of them to be your robot mode for Megatron, and then get either the accessory pack, or what you could do is get the core class Megatron that is coming out for Kingdom, as the tank turret itself is actually an accessory for the larger Megatron to be his Earth mode when he actually transforms into a gun. So it is a little Easter egg that you could do if you wanted a gun version of Megatron. It actually is an accessory with the smaller one. So that is an option as well, because getting the Centurion accessory pack is just not feasible right now. But at the end of the day, again, it's really a matter of what your personal preference is. But I want to know what you guys think. Of course, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to thumbs up this video and subscribe. Check out my other videos as well. I have more Transformers discussions. In fact, a new one coming very, very, very soon. And if you saw my live stream, you know that I made quite a bit of new topics that I intend to cover in the future. So stay tuned for all that. And as always, guys, until next time, till all are one.